A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the Tech Savvy Rider. Today is November the 15th, about 11:32. Temperatures is roughly in the 50s. It's halfway pretty decent out here today. We've been getting some off the wall type of temperature, anywhere between 30 to 60 degrees throughout the day. Started out, it got frost on the ground. About lunchtime, you can see the sun out that melted everything. Haven't seen any snow yet, so everything is pretty good. Today's topic, I just basically want to touch bases with y'all and let you know exactly what's going on. I've been riding my Goldwing just about every day now, coming to work. It's for the simple fact, I had made some plans with my wife and said, hey, it's time that I go see your native country. So what I'm trying to do is basically save some money so I can go overseas and see exactly how see my wife's country. She's from Turkey. I've never been there, and we've been married going on almost 21 years. And I think it's time for me to actually go see her side of the world. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all a long story of after we had got together and got married. I brought my wife to the States, and we got married in 1999, April 1st, 1999, and we came to the States in 2001, and the first state that she actually visited was Mississippi. So I'm going to tell y'all a quick story right quick, and then we go from there. Stay tuned. Okay, YouTube. Now before I get into this story, I got a question for you. Now, I want to know, what would your response be if you are asked this one particular question? Excuse me, why are you still riding this time of year? I want you to think about that question, and at the end of this video, if you don't mind, please comment on why you're still riding. Now, this is what happened to me. Yesterday, I got off of work and I went to the local Class 6. That's the alcohol place here on Fort Sill. And I was on my bike, just like I'm dressed now, fully dressed. Parked my bike on the side, and I walked in through the front door, with my helmet on and my heated gear on. Grabbed me a bottle of Cavassier, went up to the cash register, and the woman behind the cash register looked up and saw me with all my gear on, with my helmet, and she started shaking her head. Now, the first thing that come out of her mouth is, why are you still riding a motorcycle this time of year? Now, she didn't ask me the question because she was curious or why I was still riding. She basically made a statement with her gesture saying, the only reason you're still riding is because you're so broke you couldn't afford to buy a car before the winter had come in. Now, I'm looking at her and I'm listening to the way she asked the question, and I knew she was not being curious about the question she was asking. She was happy she found somebody that was doing worse than she was. Now, that's the way I felt, and I'm pretty good on picking up on people reaction or what they're actually thinking when they ask me something. And I played to her emotions, and I went on and said, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't afford a car. being honest with you, sometimes it's, with the little money that I make, I barely can afford, to get me something to eat sometime. And so a motorcycle was a cheap way for me to get back and forth to work. Now, keeping in mind, she never did see the bike. She didn't see Black Flash parked on the side with the trailer connected to it and the crowd surrounding Black Flash, because now I got the bike where when I turn it off and I forget to turn the kill switch off on the lights go into show mode. So it basically, the bike basically drew a crowd while I was in there getting me some alcohol. So when I said that, I looked up at her face and I started looking at her facial expressions, and she started smiling like she was so glad she found somebody who was doing worse than her. And it made me so freaking mad that I couldn't say nothing. I didn't want to respond to her. I just went on to pay for my alcohol. And the reason I'm telling y'all this story is because people are really at the idea that a person who rides all year round is riding all year round because he is broke. He's flat broke, can't afford a car, so he has to ride a motorcycle because he was too stupid to get one in the first place. And I can't believe the reactions that this woman had after I told her that. She basically started smiling when I told her, hey, I made a mistake on buying a motorcycle and I barely can afford to get something to eat. It was like she was so freaking happy. She met somebody that was dumber than her. And I couldn't believe it. So the heads up, people, just letting y'all know, just because you riding all year round and you doing it because you want to, people are out here looking at us like, yeah, there's another dumbass who couldn't afford a car, so now he's stuck with a motorcycle during the winter. Please, I just want y'all to start spreading the news. Hey, if you're riding all year round, you're doing it because you want to. Let these people know. And I went back after I pulled the bike, I paid for my alcohol. I pulled it out in front of the store and knocked on the window so she can turn around and look. So she can turn around and look at the bike. I was like, hey, this is the reason why I ride. Because I want to. And I pulled off. But the main reason why I brought this story up is because of the simple fact people actually think all year around riders are riding because they have no choice. Now, I also want to bring up the story. The reason why I'm riding this season, my motorcycle, is because when I first got married, now here's the story. When I first got married, back in 1999, I brought my wife to the States. Now, her first place of visiting the States was Mississippi. Now, here I am, a black man, taking a white woman to Mississippi in the early 2000s. And even though she could not speak English well, she couldn't understand English basically at all, but she understood a little bit. She still felt the tension of me bringing her or taking her to Mississippi from my family. Well, I can't even say my family. My old man's new wife and their family. The people, when we went out in public, how they was reacting to her being with me, I'm not going to even go into the whole drama of the racial profiling that we went through from both sides, both races, black and white. I can just sum it up to it was the most worst visitation or traveling visit that we ever went to, or vacation that we ever took, going to Mississippi when we first had got married. And it was so, I can't even put it, it was so demeaning to the both of us that we was like, I can't believe it. Now, here it is 20 years later, I finally tell my wife the other day, baby, I want to finally get a chance to meet your hometown, where you come from, and I want to see what your culture or what your country is like. So here it is 20 years later after us being, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? of being so demeaning from everybody that we had to deal with when we went to Mississippi. It took 20 years for me to finally say, hey, kid, okay, baby, now I'm ready to go to your part of the world and see what's going on with your family. So in order for me to save some money, of course, I said I'm going to continue to keep riding my bike, because that's what I do. But I'm looking forward to telling y'all a better story of me visiting her family than her visiting mine. I can sum it up. Like I said, it was the worst time of our life of being married when I took her to Mississippi. That's why I was not in a big hurry to ever take her back down there. Now, it's a lot of things that has changed, and I made up with a couple of my family members. But it still got to the point that it had basically shocked us to death that we never wanted to go back down there. So now here it is, 20 years later, I finally told her, hey, I'm ready to go to your part of the world. And see, the reason I think it shocked me so bad, because I know there's no, whites on the side of the world that in the town that I'm living in. And I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any blacks when I finally go visit her family. So it's going to be another culture shock, like it was once before when she came to Mississippi. I went to Mississippi. So I'm getting myself prepared for the culture shock. I'm getting ready to go through or going to see her world, or her country. And I'm hoping it would be a lot better. To make a long story short, I'm riding this winter on my bike because I want to. I'm saving myself some money so I can finally go visit my wife's family. And hey, when you're asked the same question, why are you still riding? Just keep in mind, people are not asking because they're curious of why you're still riding. They already came up with an idea of why you're still riding in the first place. So go ahead and correct them and let them know you're riding because you enjoy it. Just giving y'all a heads up. So hopefully here somewhere in 2020, I'll be telling y'all of a better experience of me meeting her family than her meeting mine. And I'll be over in Turkey somewhere celebrating one of our anniversaries. But it'll be my first time actually visiting her family. So hopefully I have a better story for y'all. A better positive story for you all when I go visit Turkey in 2020. So other than that, hey, I just wanted to share that story with y'all. And keep in mind, like I said, I asked y'all that question for the simple fact, what would you have said if that had been you going inside the store to buy you some alcohol and the cashier asked you, why are you still riding? What would you have said? Please respond in the comment section below and let me know. Was your boy, did I play on her feelings by making her feel special that she met somebody as dumb as her? I don't know. Should have just corrected it from the start to let her know or put her in a spot, hey, I'm riding because I want to. Put your comments in the comment section, and most of all, hey, if you like your boy channel, please subscribe. Leave a comment in the section. Let me comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you would have said or done. Other than that, until my next video, that's my spiel for the day, YouTube. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, stop recording. A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike.